Hey everyone, this is Lisa from TRW, and in this video I'm going to help troubleshoot some issues that you may have with TRW rhinestone designs that you purchase. Now when you purchase rhinestone designs from the Rhinestone world, the way we have it is we have our original design there and then we separate it for you by color to make cutting easier. Now when you're using a smaller software like Silhouette Studio or even Cricut Design Space, there are a couple issues that you can run into when doing this. Now for both software, you're going to have an issue with the file size being too big. Now when you do a rhinestone design, each rhinestone is its own object, and so when you have that, you have so many objects coming in. So that can kind of crash your software. Additionally, if you are a Cricut user and you're using Cricut Design Space, then you may also run into the issue that your design does not come into scale. And that's an issue because you have to have the circles the correct size for your rhinestones. So if they're not, then you're just done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple steps you can take in another software called Inkscape, Inkscape. I'll link it down below. It's a free software. We're going to use it to just make this file manageable, and then we'll reopen it. Now, if you're a Silhouette user, I won't open this in Silhouette software because it's super easy and you'll just go to File, Open. I will at the end show Cricut users how to fix the file once they open in Design Space so that you will be able to cut. So let's go ahead and get started. So with Inkscape, I'm going to go over and I'm going to open my file. So I have my SVG file here. This is the USA Firework Heart. So I'm going to go ahead and open it. Keep in mind, it may take a second or two because this is the original file. This has a ton of objects in it. If I click on this, we have 4,277 objects. So almost 4,300 objects are in here. Now, if you're running either one of the software, Silhouette or Cricut Design Space, that's a lot of stuff to bring in. Cricut will a lot of times crash because it just can't handle it because it's a web-based software and it's unhappy with you. So we're going to make this a file that both software will be very happy with. So once we get started, this will come in grouped together. So let's go ahead, right click on our design and ungroup it. This may take a second, so it'll be okay. Don't rush it too much. You'll see I got a quick not responding. That happens, don't click. Your software is still running. It just is like maxing itself out. So you can see it's been ungrouped. There are little dots on top of each one. So I'm going to take my mouse, drag it over this design. So this is what the design will look like at the end. We don't need it to cut, so I'm going to go ahead, hit delete. And so what's happening now is I have all my rhinestones and they're sitting on top of the square for your template. Now it's really important when cutting your rhinestone templates for multiple colors, do not delete this square, don't move anything. This is how you line up your colors. And so this design here, I've actually done in a previous video. A lot of you said you were having issues with the file. So if you want to see me actually brushing in the stones and making a shirt with this, find the link below. I'll have it there for you so you can figure out and see how I did it this way. But for this, we're just going to work on the file. So let's go over here and you can see we have 411 objects selected right now. We want it to be one, okay? We want to have a square with circles knocked out. So the way that we do that, we go to Path and we'll go right here to Combine. So check it out. Now I have that hole there. I'm just going to hit Control Z to go back. So we're going to repeat the process for the next two. Path, Combine, and then again, select it, Path, Combine. All right, so now we have them set up. So now we just need to go ahead and save our file. So let's go ahead. I like to select it all. I don't think you have to, but I like to. We'll go to File, Save As, and then we'll change it. We'll save it to USA Firework Heart Resized. And then the one thing you want to do is you want to click this drop down and save it as a plain SVG, not an Inkscape SVG. So let's do that. Hit Save, replace it because I already have it there. And now we have our file saved. Keep Inkscape open, don't close it because we're going to refer back to this once we have it in Cricut Design Space. So if you are a Silhouette user, all you have to do is go to File, Open in Silhouette Studio. This will open up like this, and for you guys, it opens up to scale, so you're all set to cut. But for Cricut, we have one more little step. So let's open our Design Space. I'm going to upload one. Let's upload an image, browse, and then we'll go ahead and grab our new design. This may take a second. I mean, it's still a decently sized, image. So we'll go ahead and save that in there. And go ahead and let that go. So let's go ahead, insert the image into Cricut Design Space. So this is where it gets frustrating if you're a Cricut user. So if we look right here to our size, this is 454 inches wide, okay? There is no universe where that template should be that big. So we're gonna go back over to Inkscape and figure out the dimensions we need to resize it to. So when it opens up in Design Space, it comes in grouped together. So when we find our dimensions, we need to find the dimensions for the entire design, all right? So we'll go through here, select our entire design, and then we have our width and height right here, over here on the right side. So right now it's set to pixels. Because Inkscape's a graphic design program and Cricut and Silhouette kind of work off of cutting, the Design Space and Silhouette's going to go on inches because it's easier for us to understand, but for graphic design, a lot of times they do pixels. Not a big deal. We're just going to hit this pixel button here, change it to inches, and now we're all set. So now we just need to grab one of the dimensions. It doesn't matter width or height. I like to do width. So let's go ahead and select 32.713. I'm going to hit Control C to copy, and then let's go right back to our Cricut Design Space, and you can see we have our size right here. So let's go ahead, select that, paste that in there, and hit enter. And then check it out. Our design is resized. So you can see we'll go through here. Let's right click, ungroup. So we can click on this one, just double check. So this one template is 10.738 inches wide. Let's open Inkscape, click on this template, 10.738 inches wide. So now we are all set to go. So if you are a Cricut user, that is how you can open up a TRW Rhinestone design template easily and resize it for you to cut with your Cricut. Now keep in mind, Cricut Design Space does not have a native Rhinestone design feature. So if Rhinestone designing is something that you want to do, you may want to consider getting a Silhouette and using the Designer Edition or Business Edition upgrade, or even moving up to our TRW CorelDRAW and TRW Design Wizard combination, which does a lot of Rhinestone designing, but a few more things that can help your business and help track your profitability. So if you have any questions, comment below. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to us.